A very warm welcome to the art vlog, art lovers. This is the vlog that takes you into gallery spaces and art exhibitions across London, the southeast of England and beyond, and gives you a feel for the art scene here. Today I'm very excited to be at the National Gallery on Trafalgar Square, to be about to head inside their mini blockbuster, a Room 46 special called the Last Caravaggio. This is a part of an ongoing series of free exhibitions which get us to be able to focus on one or two works of art. In this case, the Last Caravaggio refers to the Martydom of St Ursula, a painting that has been lent in a very rare loan from the Gallery d'Italia in Naples. I always love these shows because, unlike blockbusters where you go through work after work, you can spend some time focusing on one or two special works. I'm led to believe there's two works in this exhibition overall. The show is free, it's on until the 21st of July, so come and join me as we head inside the Last Caravaggio, a free show here at the National Gallery in London. It's a testament to the pulling power of Caravaggio that there is sometimes a 20-minute wait time for this exhibition. Now, I went on a Friday evening when the National Gallery is open till 9, and that's a popular time, that do be prepared to wait at busy times, although you can scan in this QR code if you've got headphones on and watch a little film of Caravaggio while you wait. I reflected on the popularity of Caravaggio as I waited in the queue, and it was really, for me, came down to two things. One, his very modern style of painting. He speaks to the sensibility of our age, and his reputation's massively increased in the last decades. But it's also, and we're not into pop psychology on the art blog, but it's also because of the drama and chaos of his itinerant life. He famously killed a man in a fight in 1606 in Rome and was sentenced to death and fled Rome. And before that moment, he was painting pictures like this. There's a definite change in his art after that moment of murder. Where his brushstroke becomes freer, almost expressionistic. His paintings are surrounded by black, and he focuses more and more on dramatic, often biblical, violent events, like this one that you can see here, the Last Caravaggio, the Martyrdom of St Ursula. And there's no doubt that Caravaggio's reputation today rests on these later works, which were produced as he roamed Italy, having fled this death sentence. He went to Malta to try and join the Order of St John. That fell through. And he was actually very badly beaten up and his face cut beyond recognition outside a bar in Naples just before painting this last work. And so we're kind of, that puts into context, if you like, when the Martyrdom of St Ursula was painted. This was the first time I'd seen the Martyrdom of St Ursula, which has been lent from Naples in a very rare loan. And the first thing that struck me was that the painting itself isn't in the best condition. It's smudged a bit and foggy, and so you have to look at it really carefully. But you're immediately drawn to the scene. Now, the legend of the Martyrdom of St Ursula was that she was a princess, a Christian princess, who was returning from a pilgrimage to Rome and travelling through what would be today Germany with 11,000 holy virgins who were murdered by the Huns in Cologne. The Hun prince, who you can see on the left, offered to spare her in exchange for a hand in marriage, but she rejected him, and consequently he struck out, as you can see here in the act, and killed her. And what's different about Caravaggio's portrayal of the Martyrdom of St Ursula to other portrayals is that he eschews the drama of the mounds of bodies from the alleged murder of 11,000 holy virgins and just focuses on this one event. The classic Caravaggio blackness surrounds this work, and the art emerges out of this with the cinematic lighting that has made him so popular with modern art lovers in many ways. Only Ursula is fully lit as she stands down and contemplates the arrow that has pierced her chest, and that this is going to be the end of her life. But whereas she is calm, the figures around her are anything but. To her left, the face of the Hun chieftain, the murderer, is contorted in kind of anger, flushed, but also shock. And Caravaggio uses his skills to portray massive ambiguity. To the right of St Ursula, we see a self-portrait of Caravaggio, hair, beard, and eyes black with those two just tiny little white pricks in the eyes as he looks in horror at the scene which has occurred. Caravaggio's setting of the whole scene and his placing of the figures heightens the drama to maximum effect, and as a result, you find yourself being enthralled and drawn in to this incredible scene. The most important supporting document is a letter rediscovered in 1980, which explicitly links this painting to Caravaggio's own hand. Before that, it was seen to be a painting from a follower of Caravaggio. And if you read the translated text on the right, you might be able to pause and read that. It also explains why the painting is not necessarily in great shape. So it's really nice to see the original letter just to be able to understand the history of this and its really late addition to Caravaggio's own list of works. We also explore further documents which refer to the end of Caravaggio's life, when we think he died of a fever, maybe it was malaria, maybe something else, at the tragically young age of 38, having painted this last work. Our eyes are then drawn to the second painting, the National Gallery's own. Salome receives the head of John the Baptist, and it's wonderful to be able to compare this with the Martyrdom of St Ursula, because both of these were painted in the last year or so of Caravaggio's life, and both of them share so many similarities. Obviously, an incredibly dramatic scene which touches on that cusp between life and death, and also beautiful staging and lighting. These figures are looming out of the darkness. First of all, your eyes are drawn to John the Baptist's head, which seems to have just been decapitated and cut off. It seems so fresh and alive. And then very quickly, your eyes are drawn to Salome herself. What's she thinking? She's looking away from the head on the platter. Is that contrition? It's an ambiguous expression, a bit like the Hun chief as well. The executioner seems to be distancing himself from the act, looking vaguely sorrowful as he sort of hands out the head to Salome. And it's wonderful to be able to compare these two works and to see Caravaggio at his most powerful. It's an incredible pairing, and I can see why it's so popular.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek there into the Last Caravaggio at the National Gallery, and it gave you a sense of the show and what it was like. I've never had to queue, as I said, for over 20 minutes to get into a free exhibition in room 46, but by goodness me, it was worth it, and I hope I captured the drama, the use of light, that Caravaggio incredibly skillfully used to deliver this really powerful piece. I won't forget it for a long time, and one of the things I love about these small exhibitions in room 46 is that you're forced to look carefully at one work. Too often we're slamming around galleries looking at work after work and trying to get a sense, us art lovers. So it's really special just to have two works, and I enjoyed seeing the National Gallery's own late Caravaggio as well. Just a little tip as well, even though it's free, do book ahead to get into the National Gallery at busy times, the minute you know you're going, because sadly at busy times like I've been on an early Friday evening, you do have to queue just to get into the institution. It won't save you queuing to get into the Last Caravaggio, but you'll be able to skip the queues getting in. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed it. I love that. I'm going to give it a straight 8.5 out of 10. Sometimes we need those small blockbusters to get us to engage with one or two pieces of art. Don't forget to subscribe to the art blog. I'm now off in a Old Masters special today. Once I just popped into Fortune & Mason to get some tea, over to Bloomsbury to see the last decades of Michelangelo's show at the British Museum. So do check that out, because that will have been uploaded by now, and I will put a link up there. What a treat, Caravaggio and Michelangelo in one day. And most importantly of all, wherever you live in the world, get out there and explore your local art scene.